Therefore, you can see God. Okay, let me do verse again. It's YD. Let's read it together. We got it right here in your pamphlet. Let's read it together. And he came, everybody. And
against Israel and against Judah and against all the nations from the day I spake unto thee, from the days of Josiah, even unto this day. It may be that the house of Judah will hear all the evil which I propose to do unto them, that they may return every man from his evil way, that I may forgive their iniquity and sin.
Jeremiah called Baruch, the son of Neri, and Baruch ruled from the mouth of Jeremiah.
He had spoken unto him upon a roll of a book.
Okay. Therefore, we can see there are three personages there. We got God, Jeremiah, and Baruch. And then the first question is, what is the source of the book of Jeremiah? The source is God. Who spoke it?
God.
Who repeated it? Who wrote it? Even Baruch did the writing and the book, it is shall call the word of God. And then he go through. No, who repeated it? Jeremiah. Yeah. Yeah. Because when God spoke to Jeremiah, Jeremiah has to repeat it in order Baruch can hear it and write it in the book. Therefore, we can see it's not the one that imagination of Jeremiah, and it is not also either the word of Baruch. Therefore, God is the author of the finisher of everything. The God was doing it. And then we know, we know that what happened. And what happened when the king hear about the word that pronounced against the city, against Jerusalem, that Nebuchadnezzar going to come, but one and destroy the nation. What did he do? He burned it. We go too fast. We go too fast, but the gun. Go too fast. Let's go. He burned the word. Okay? He burned it. He burned them. He burned the word. Because people think by burning the word, they can stop the word of God to fulfill. Caught caught is not enough to destroy it, right? Because the kind of if you cut something, you destroy it already. One, because when most of the paper we have at the offices now, what we do, we got a shredder, right? We shred the paper, that means we cut it. But for the king, that was not enough because people might be pissed them back together. He burned them. Therefore, there is no trace. One, and when the king do something, nobody going to dare to say, what I mean, dare to speak one for it. Therefore, that's why it's going to happen. But we see what we understand after. Okay, continue, brother Deacon. What happened after that?
After that, I think that Jeremiah, he wrote it again because I don't think Jeremiah would remember that so much again. Maybe because I've heard it back to him. That's what I said. But God give back him the words and he writes it again. He give back the card and the rest of it over again. So I think all of them repeat. So God repeat back to him. Jeremiah repeat back to Baruch. So,
And Baruch wrote them again.
go back to him again.
Yeah, but he had some
I can't hear.
more. Now it's going to tell what's going to happen to the king of Judah, Jehoiakim. He told them what is going to happen to him. And then the prophecy can go forward more. That means that his king. That means God also at that time I believe was mad. See, because the king, children come, from children, that's the way the kingdom is going. And from heirs to heirs, therefore, he said, no, the children of yours going to sit down on the throne no more. Therefore, the punishment go deeper. That was the question 5. Did the king and did not agree and do a prophecy? So he had them burned. Did God allow his word to be burned, to destroy? No. What you just answer is, he spoke those things back again on through Jeremiah in order to Baruch and wood them and the rule and to conserve and add some more against Judah. No, basically against Hakim. Okay. Number 6. What was the king's punishment for attempting to destroy the word of God and its message to the nation? Verse 36, verse 29, 30, 31. Sister Jude, answer that question for me. Read it first, then you can get it. And Jeremiah 20, 36, 29, 30, 31. You can read it from the paper. That's good. That's good enough. Yeah. Number 6. Question 6. Second pages. You don't see it? The second pages.
Oh.
Right?
Number 6.
Question 6. You are Hakim?
Why hast thou with me herein, saying, the king of Babylon shall certainly come and destroy this land, and he shall cause to cease from thence and man and beast.
Verse 30. Therefore,
Therefore, thus said the Lord of
it doesn't matter.
Jehoiakim of Judah, and he shall have none sit upon the throne of David, and his seed and his dead body shall be cast out in the day of the heat and in the night for the cause.
31.
And I will punish him and his seed and his servant for all their iniquity, and I will bring upon them and upon all the inhabitants of Jerusalem and upon all the men of Judah and all the evil that I have pronounced against them, but they hearken not.
Okay. And then the question is, what was the king punishment for attempting to destroy the word of God and his message to his nation? What was the king punishment? And then look at verse 30. He shall have no one sit any upon his throne. And what not only that, what's going to happen to him? His dead body out of the day of the heat. That means one sun going to burn him up, he's going to die already. And the frost of the night. Not only that, verse 31 said, I will punish him and his seed and his servant for their iniquities. And the inhabitant of Jerusalem, upon the men of Judah, and all his evil are pronounced against them. It is very important, brethren. Sometimes it can be very hard. You can have, a deep sorrow in our heart. When we saw some parents, because I see that parents keep cursing the children. I got one family, especially at mine. She was young. She always cursed his children. But now her children, that young lady. And now she got about 6 or 7 children. Almost all of them are sick, either sick or in jail or ready to go to jail. Because sometimes young people take this funny. You can tell anything against your children. You think so that's not going to happen, and that's going to happen in the spiritual sense. Remember what God says in the 10 Commandments. He said, to those who love him, what is going to happen? How many generations are you going to bless? 1,000. Going to bless 1,000 generations for those that love me and keep my words. And about those that hate him, how many? Third or fourth generation, you're going to punish. Therefore, he told you that what is a merciful God. He's not going to punish you until 1,000 generations, but he's going to bless you upon 1,000 generations. But to those that hate him, he can punish you up to the 3rd or the 4th generation. That means when a parent, father or mother, that's why one who raise your children or you got grandchildren, always advise them. Do not curse your children, even though they make you mad. One, you can tell them, your children are going to make you mad. They're going to come onto your nerves. But do not curse them, because even they come onto your nerve, you still love them. You want them to do good, not to do bad. That's why, when they come on you, therefore we have to teach our young children when they have their own, not to curse them. They can be mad, they can do this, but never curse their children. Because when they do that, that can happen. That's why, when a president or a king decide for the nation will either suffer or either be uplifted. That's what happened to Jehoiakim, king of Judah, because he tried to destroy the word of God, and then he didn't hearken unto God to seek forgiveness of their sin, because God is always a good God. He could, return unto his decision. It says people seek him first, but he didn't do that. He tried to justify himself, show who he is. He burned the word of the Lord, and then for that, punishment will come upon his household, upon him, upon his household, upon the nation. You can see the president or a king can decide the future of the nation. Remember with David, when he go to the census without the permission of the offering he's supposed to offer to God. And then, he made that decision. And then when he found that he was selling 70,000 men died because of his sin. Therefore, you can see the sin of a king can be disastrous for the people, that the king, the sin of the father can be truly disastrous for the children.
Yes, is it the cursing that harm us, or because we take heed to the cursing? Which one? Is it the cursing, for example, my parents said I'm not gonna turn out to be nothing, and I act on that nothing? That means I become nothing. But if I reject to listen to their cursing, would I be what they said I am going to be?
According to the word of God, one that we read, the parent has a very big influence over the children. Even, one of the commandments said, children that I think that Paul said that. He said, that the commandment with a promise that, to hear your parents. Is it is the cursing going to harm? Well, I believe so. I say I believe. Because when the parents, because in my country, they used to say, now I understand what exactly that means. That's why you can see the parent can be very mad with children, but they will not do it that. He said, is the mother lift up his left titty to heaven against the child will become nothing. And surely they don't do that. But I know one particular one that happened. One at the end, she was truly one miserable. At the end, truly, at this present time, she doesn't exist. But they're deacon.
Yeah, I can say, it's kind of reverse. It's God will give you the opportunity. Job comes, Job keep going, they get a lot of opportunity. God said so much profit warned them over the years, and he refused to listen. And that's why he's children. And but I can look serially, God, okay, I gotta give my story. My father was a drunkard, was a gambler, and he smoked and drink a lot. I understand that, and he always in trouble, fight and so on. Gamble, and fight. And I look at growing up, I said no. And I humbly with my father for over 8 years. When my father left, I was just 8. So, and at the age of 8, I can determine my life. Said, no, I don't want to be a gambler. I don't want to smoke. And I don't want to drink. But unfortunately, I grew up in some company and I started drinking. But what I'm trying to say, the curse can reverse. But the most important thing, the gambling, I hate that. I say, I'm not going to gamble. And I'm not going to smoke. And I did it. You can reverse the curse. You can reverse. God, right? God, I think God will give everybody, like, the courage is here. But if you look in the life and say, no, I'm not gonna do this, I'm not gonna do that. I tell my wife, even when I was there, I said, God was with me. I said, God was with me from birth coming up. Even though I didn't have a father around me, God was with me. I can feel him present, and I know that whatever I do in life, but she, try to tell me sometimes, say, okay, what's that? Says me get a wife. I get a good wife, God, I get a wife like she. But I turn like that. I determine the wife what I want. Because God with me. And I pray and I look But I look at my mom and see the type of woman she acts. So I said, I want to be my mother. So when I met her, I met my mother. I see the quality. But even though I told her, I said, that she born. Because, you know, I try to live with the situation. So anything can be said. You can determine your life. Some people cannot do that, but so you can determine life. You know, God, some people in you know, so that is what I see. You know, you can
Okay.
make up your mind and change. I can remember this. When I was a child, my neighbors never liked me. And it's every day curse. My grandmother would raise me. And you couldn't tell, she spoiled me. That in a way that you couldn't tell my grandmother, say, I do nothing wrong. She would run you and she would curse you. So the neighbors always said, you see that boy? You are gonna be shamed. You're gonna put one hand up back and one hand front, cover your ear. And that boy, where you are trying to cover all the while, you're gonna be this and you're gonna be that and you're gonna be that. I said, you're not gonna talk with my grandmother? I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna share my grandmother. And God bless me, I never share him. I went to my stepmom and I lived with him. He never liked it. And she said, boy, you're too quiet. So I'm gonna be a this boy. Because you, when you did it, not think bad. Think bad, I can't nothing good. And I live with her on the story to you. When I get 25, I say, mommy, what you the curse that I put on you see? You guys say, you never too late for a show of grace, for them say. And I lived through that till she died. And whatever else she cursed, never had a curse. Never. And I determined my life, not them, you know, and with God. Thank you.
Would you consider spoken ignorance as curse?
And I actually don't know if ignorance is correct. But you know, when the Bible talk, when the Bible is clear, it tell your parents, you don't tell your grandparents. And can one what I said, you know, I believe I see that happen. And then the Bible and Ephesians also said there is no condemnation for those who in Christ Jesus, because the law of the Spirit delivers us from the penalty of the law of sin and death. Because when your parents pronounce something so you that depend how deep he does that, most thing happen to the children. Sometimes I look at around, I see the white men keep begging for bread, and I say to myself, they have all those opportunities. Everything they have in a silver platter or the gold platter. And you can see them right there by the train station, by the McDonald's, by most of the time that's where they are, by the McDonald's, Route 129, by Little Street, you know, by Dunkin' Donut, one most of the time that's where they hang out. And I say to myself, what happened to them? Because all those people we won. They have the thing in their hand. We have to struggle to have our lives. And in this aspect, believe it or not, we become, I can say, well, for them, I'm not saying for all, for them, people I'm talking about better. And if you go back in the system, you're going to see those people from the beginning, they disobey their parents, they don't want to listen. The parents were mad, they say things they're not supposed to do, and they cannot reverse. I'm glad, you know, brother, like what Brother Deacon says, it reverses the curse. And then the curse can be reversed. One, it tells us, you know, if we're in Christ now, we are no more in condemnation. But the parents truly have a big influence over. That's not mean what your parent is, that what you're going to do. One, you're supposed to be better than your parents. For example, your parent can be a gambler, one steal thing, do anything like that. But you can be a different. But if he keep cursing you because you keep disobey, the thing can be rid of the consequences of your action. But one you are not one, and that's going to happen. And then to answer that the question after that, Pastor, and maybe one add more and answer the question. And one can be to listen. A kid cannot teach. Most of the time, why your parents curse you? Because you're bad. Because you doesn't want to listen. You want to do your own thing immediately. And I cannot see any good mind for a child that do a little disobedient or some little error, and unless that person is the way it is. One.